There are no plans to bring The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 to Netflix anytime soon, but Mike Flanagan can still continue the miniseries. The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 isn't happening, though this hasn't stopped many Netflix subscribers from wondering if and how Mike Flanagan's 2023 Edgar Allan Poe miniseries can continue. The Fall of the House of Usher was created by Flanagan as a single-season miniseries, and the plot was neatly wrapped as such by the ending. Since Mike Flanagan and Netflix have also now parted ways, it's incredibly difficult for Netflix to continue the show, although there's always a chance the director could bring the property to his new home of Amazon Prime Video. The chances of this happening, however, remain incredibly slim, though there are several ways Flanagan could spiritually carry The Fall of the House of Usher forward in a follow-up. Most recent Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 news. There has yet to be any news on the Fall of the House of Usher Season 2, and there's a clear reason. The show was always intended to be a miniseries, and so there are currently no plans for a second season to enter development anytime soon. If the Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 does happen on Netflix, however, it won't be with Mike Flanagan. The writer-director ended his partnership with Netflix, moving to rival streaming platform Amazon Prime Video. While this Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 news isn't a shock as the decision was revealed back in 2022, it's still relevant to the future of the show. The show's creator moving to Amazon Prime Video significantly reduces the chances of the Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 getting confirmed, as Flanagan's name attached to the series is partly what drew the show's initial audience when it debuted on Netflix in 2023. The Fall of the House of Usher hasn't been renewed for Season 2. The Fall of the House of Usher hasn't been renewed for a second season, and there are no plans to continue the show. The Mike Flanagan Edgar Allan Poe-based horror was always intended to be a single-season story. That being said, the show did prove incredibly popular on the streamer, and if The Fall of the House of Usher were to have a surprise Season 2 renewal, it wouldn't be the first miniseries to continue beyond its extended run. The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 release date prediction. There's currently no release date set for The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 yet, and there is unlikely to be one for several years since the show is unlikely to be renewed. The first volume of the show was announced in 2021, with filming taking place in 2022 and the show eventually premiering in 2023. Even if The Fall of the House of Usher were hypothetically renewed immediately for Season 2, it would still likely arrive in 2026 at the earliest. The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 cast. There are currently no cast members confirmed for The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2. There's also no guarantee that any of the cast of Volume 1 of the Mike Flanagan miniseries would return. Almost all the characters in The Fall of the House of Usher die by the ending, meaning that unless Season 2 was a prequel, it would be difficult for them to reprise their roles. This means that Bruce Greenwood and Mary McDonnell as twins Roderick and Madeline, the central characters of the show, wouldn't be back for the House of Usher Season 2 cast. Since none of the other Usher family members survived either, it's also unlikely that Henry Thomas, Rahul Kohli, and many other members of the ensemble cast would return. Of the non-Usher characters in the show, it's possible that Carla Gugino would be back as Verna. Verna was a mysterious yet central figure in The Fall of the House of Usher, and including her once more would definitely help connect both volumes of the show. Until Season 2 is confirmed, however, any cast predictions are purely speculative. The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 story. It's impossible to guess what the plot of The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 will be, since Mike Flanagan always intended the show to be wrapped up neatly by the end of its 8-episode run. The titular Usher family has been all but decimated, just as the title of the show promises, with only twins Roderick and Madeline still left alive. Since the creator had no plans to continue the story, the ending of The Fall of the House of Usher was pretty definitive, leaving no clear teases for a Season 2 plot. It's far more likely that The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 will follow the route taken by similar Mike Flanagan projects. Flanagan's The Haunting started with The Haunting of Hill House in 2018 and was followed by 2022's The Haunting of Bly Manor, keeping the ensemble cast, but having them portray different characters in a new story. Since The Fall of the House of Usher was an original story based on the amalgamated stories and ideas of Edgar Allan Poe, Mike Flanagan or Netflix could draw on a different horror author for a new Season 2 story. The collected works of H.P. Lovecraft, Bram Stoker, or even a filmmaker like Alfred Hitchcock or modern authors such as Stephen King would all suit the creative format. Only time will tell what direction is taken with The Fall of the House of Usher Season 2 story, though unless the show is renewed by Netflix or carried over to Amazon Prime Video by Mike Flanagan, there may not be a second chapter of the Edgar Allan Poe miniseries at all.